Hi, I'm Darren from Opus Guard, and I want to talk today about Content Retention Manager for Confluence. Content retention revolves around information governance, which we want to make it incredibly easy. That's how you manage the long-standing employee-created content across your Confluence space. It's important when you think of risk management to consider all unstructured data, the pages, the projects, the files that are retained across all your SaaS platforms. These files are not immune to regulations or foundations on identity and information security. So it's important that we only retain what we need and remove what we don't. Content Retention Manager from Opus Guard makes it incredibly easy, and we're now available on the Atlassian Marketplace. So I want to show you the product itself. So over here we have Confluence. This is a space we spun up to play with. So in the admin panel, once you've installed the app, you'll find Content Retention Manager for Confluence. Now here you go right into the audit dash. So in this case, we'll classify all your content for you in real time against your retention policy. So that's how long you plan on keeping the content and when you need it removed. You can mark content as evergreen or everlasting. You can extend it for a custom period, either longer or shorter against your common standard or retention window. And then you can see what's going to be ending soon and ended. And when content's ended, it's important that you remove it from your system, having already classified it as no longer necessary. Importantly, in Content Retention Manager is the policy builder. You'll see we have a global default policy in this space as 1 year. You'll see down below, you can see all the different policies available to you, and we can even add ones in, especially if you're in a regulated industry such as HIPAA. So let's go ahead and put in HIPAA as a new requirement. Let's say it's a 6-year retention for HIPAA. And then let's call that, I think, 2,190 days. Now, I like to have a 90-day warning period beforehand to notify the users and signal on any pages or blog posts that this content is slated to be removed. That allows the user to quickly flag to the admin or pitch an extension to that content. Oops, I put 83. 90. Okay, we're going to apply that. You'll see we've added HIPAA. So next we want to add it to a space. If we don't want HIPAA across everywhere, especially in regulated industries, you may only need certain spaces or projects to have the regulation. You may have different policies according to different teams. This also allows you to roll out different retention rules or new retention rules in your organization in a progressive rollout. So that way you don't have to train your entire team at day one when you're deploying a retention policy. So in this case, let's go ahead and do it on our software development team. And I'm going to go ahead and click here and select HIPAA. I have some automation enabled, so right away the policy will go into effect. So I'm going to hit apply. We have some unsaved changes. It is important that you always check what you're doing just to double check. So I've got HIPAA on software development. HIPAA is a 6-year retention at 2,190 days. And I have my global default of 1 year. So I'm going to go ahead and hit save. And now my policies have been deployed. Importantly is an audit log. You can see here in the audit log, I created a policy named HIPAA. I added the rule of the HIPAA policy to the specific space itself. And then importantly, as you can see, an ongoing audit of purging of content and ongoing updating of the policies as well. This is imperative to help you demonstrate that you are compliant in any regulation that may require ongoing information governance. It's an immutable trail that helps you see who's altering policies and removing content, who, what, where, and when. So when we go back to our content audit, you'll see nothing's changed. This space has new content, but let's go ahead and demo what would happen if we brought in an earlier policy. So I'm going to build in a demo. Let's call it the 17-day policy. So demo 17 days for demo. I'm going to do a days after retention of 17. And then I'm going to do let's do a 7-day warning period. It has to be shorter than your longer. We hit apply, we've got unsaved. Now let's do it to our overall space. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and apply the 17-day demo here. Now, interestingly, your retention rules, any custom retention rules will supersede your global. So this acts as a catch-all for everything. I'll hit save. And then now when we go into content audit, you'll see that it's indexing all your content against your newly updated retention rule. So in this case, I've got a significant amount of content that's up for being removed, which is great because we only want to keep content up to that 17-day mark, and it can show you how long that is. We can manually purge a couple of pieces of content here as we need it. We get a nice warning, we see what's going to happen, we purge, and then I want to show you what happens in the audit log. And you'll see in the audit log, Darren purged 2 pages. And importantly is you only see the IDs of the pages themselves. It's important that we do not keep the identifiable information because it could be sensitive or it could be something we don't want a record of, other than to say that we have in fact purged that page against our policy. Finally, automation. Automation allows you to automatically delete content. Deleting in automation in Confluence means it's still recoverable and discoverable by your legal ops teams, subpoenas, and investigations, but only by admins. Purging and automatic purging is really how you help meet those compliance or those foundations such as ISO. When content is purged, it is no longer recoverable and no longer subpoenable or investigatable. It is not there anymore, no matter who you are. So it's important that you always set up your retention policies and your audits and your ongoing processes such that you're removing content you don't need and keeping what you really do. And Content Retention Manager for Confluence, now in the Atlassian Marketplace, makes that incredibly easy to do. We hope to see you soon. Thank you.